Yo, this is Deontay the Bronx Bummer Wild, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And I'd like to give a big shout out to CJ Goodfella of Sports TV. Bomb Squad, baby.
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you, get 18% off. We out. All right, Danny Garcia did a couple interviews, picked up by Boxing Scene yesterday. He said that Errol, Spence, and Manny Pacquiao were tailor-made for him. And he says after that, in a new article today that popped up or late last night, that he wants Errol Spence, Danny Garcia, or Keith Thurman rematch, forgetting completely about Terence Crawford calling him out and his daddy challenging Crawford to move up a few years ago and betting him $1 million that Danny would knock him out. And also, he failed to mention he wants a Shawn Porter rematch as well. But let's talk about it. We back, Goodfella Sports TV. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the videos, man. But like I said before, man, it used to be a time, and this is in real life, that if a man challenged you, like, or another boy in the schoolyard challenged you, or another teenager in high school challenged you, like, y'all would go around the corner or y'all get busy. You know what I'm saying? It was hooping, it was fighting, it was football, it was wrestling, it was shooting dice, whatever it was. Uno, it was a time when, masculinity was popular. It was natural. And at the time, there's no more masculinity in boxing. I truly believe a lot of these boxers got all estrogen in their system and no testosterone. This man comes out here and his people call you out and your daddy didn't talk to all this junk, call him a nappy-headed nigga, this, that, and the third, and you can fight him. Obviously, you thought you beat Shawn Porter. You edged Shawn Porter. All of a sudden now, you can rematch Shawn Porter if certain things ain't available. And I get it. In a Pacquiao fight, that's the lick. Errol Spence fight, he coming off an accident. That's the lick. Keith Thurman, 200 pounds, heavyweight. That's the lick. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But you got, you can win a title. You can win a title if you don't get the two of them. Errol and Pacquiao, I'm not minding him shooting for the stars. That's what you're supposed to do. But to put Keith Thurman above Shawn Porter, who's active, who edged you out, just like he edged you out. Keith don't have a belt. Shawn don't have a belt. What's the difference? You know what I'm saying? Terence got a belt. And you talked all this junk about, I knock him out on the Gilly the Kid podcast, but you don't want to fight him. Like I said, man, it's time to turn the reins over in Philly. The welterweight division should go to Jerron Ennis before he even prove anything. Because Danny Garcia ain't representing the city the right way. Now, a lot of people at Philly probably get mad, and I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just speaking facts. But let's talk a little bit about, and I had an argument, and I'll address this at the end. The rest of this, I had an argument with somebody, or a debate, it wasn't an argument, with an Errol Spence fan. And when I was like, basically Danny last night or yesterday afternoon said that Errol Spence is a good style for him, and Manny Pacquiao is a good style for him. And we talked about Errol Spence being a good style for him. He said, oh, no, Errol Spence do everything better than Danny Garcia. Well, that's not true. He's not the counterpuncher that Danny Garcia is. He can't catch and shoot like Danny Garcia. I think Danny Garcia might even hit harder than Errol Spence. Not saying that means that he a better knockout puncher, because Errol Spence is better. I think he better accurate body puncher, and he do some things better. But I do think Danny Garcia, if Errol Spence is aggressive and he fights Danny Garcia like he fought Shawn, and I said this several times, so this shouldn't be new to people who watch the channel, I think, Errol Spence is tailor-made for Danny Garcia. Now, do that mean Danny Garcia is going to win the fight? And this is Errol Spence when he's healthy. No, it don't mean Danny Garcia is going to win the fight. Danny Garcia got a proven jaw. He fought the bigger punchers. He's the more experienced fighter. Danny Garcia been doing this as a kid. Errol Spence only been doing this since he's 15 years old. Now, as a welterweight, as Danny Garcia had a lot of success. No, he came up short versus Shawn. He came up short versus Keith. He struggled with Guerrero. He struggled to knock out Paulie on his feet. But one thing about Danny Garcia is styles make fights. You know what I'm saying? Keith Thurman and Errol Spence were too slick, and Keith Thurman and Shawn Porter was too slick and fast for him. So when you irky jerky, like those two guys are, and how Shawn fought that fight, going in and out, stepping over, using ankles, and Danny Garcia is slow. He's like caveman slow. So if Danny Garcia can't find you, you constantly moving and slipping, irky jerky, moving your upper body, Danny Garcia gonna have a hard time finding the target. So if Danny Garcia can't find that target, you ain't gonna sit there and bang it out with you. That's why you sent the Keith Thurman fight at the end of the fight when Keith slowed down, as Keith usually does, and he started becoming a sitting duck. Then Danny Garcia was able to start to catch up. If Keith Thurman kept moving, using his ankles, boxing, Keith Thurman probably wouldn't have dropped the round. But with Errol Spence, it depends on how he fight. He not the most athletic guy in the division. You know what I'm saying? So if he do sit there and he do fight Danny Garcia, like I said before, he square up. He leave himself open. He drop his hands sometimes. He make a lot of little mistakes, and a lot of fighters do. Danny Garcia is going to have an opportunity. Danny Garcia is going to have an opportunity to counterpunch, and the punch that you don't see coming is the punch that hurts you. That's what makes Danny Garcia so dangerous, is Danny Garcia is a good counterpuncher. So if Errol going to be in his wheelhouse and he going to be aggressive with Danny Garcia, then Danny Garcia got a shot. Because like I said, Errol square up. Danny got a good straight right hand, counter pull. He got a good no-look left hook. He a good counterpuncher. Accurate counterpuncher. We're not going to, dismiss Danny Garcia like he ain't a good fighter. I felt he was better at 140. He was more hungry at 140. But if Errol Spence tends to, he chooses to box, uses distance, uses range, fight him like Mikey Garcia did, because some of the schematics of Mikey Garcia is the same as Danny Garcia. They got similar reach, similar. I think Danny a little bit taller, as far as, dimensions, but, it'd be interesting to see, how that fight how Errol would fight him. If Errol boxed him, I think he should win easy. If Errol boxed him, used his jab, kept him at the end of his jab, fight him like he did Mikey Garcia, and he can maintain that same distance with Danny Garcia. The difference is, I think Danny Garcia eventually will catch up to Errol Spence. That's the difference. I think eventually Danny Garcia will be willing to open up to get a shot. And that's what you got to do as a counterpuncher. You'll punch with him. You know what I'm saying? He gonna take chances. You know what I'm saying? I think he's gonna take chances to get in there. So I think it'll be a more competitive, but I think Errol Spence will still win, probably a 16-14 type of fight. Just boxing him. I don't think he Herrera. I don't think he would do what Peterson did. I think he'd do closer what Peterson did, but he'd have his own twist to it. You know what I'm saying? Who else you got out there? Keith Thurman. I don't think he would do a Keith Thurman. I think Errol would keep him at the end of his jab. He come out there boxing him, and then he will have to make the adjustment. But Errol don't have a great footwork, but Lamont was kind of flat-footed like Errol, kind of boxing. He was on his toes a little bit, boxing around Danny Garcia. So Danny can't cut the ring off. Errol can box and utilize the ring. Only thing he really got to look out for is a straight right hand, being the southpaw, and that no-look left hook. But if he fight Danny Garcia and Danny can drag him into a war, Danny box and make Errol Spence come to him, that's what I would do if I was Angel. I had Danny go out there on the back foot box, and I would bait Errol Spence to come in. I wouldn't follow Errol Spence. Even if Errol Spence got to moving around, I'd back up, move around, even if the crowd was booing. And I'd make Errol Spence come to me, and I'd drag him into a war. That's what I would do personally. But like I said, if Errol fight him, Danny Garcia got a good chance with or without the accident of being a winning, because he a big puncher. Errol square up. He drop his hands. Sometimes. He don't move his head. So it'll be an interesting fight. But Errol got an opportunity probably to be the first person to stop Danny, because he'd go to Danny head, but he gonna down Danny body. But the problem with going to Danny Garcia body, the reason why guys don't go to Danny Garcia body, because he a good counterpuncher. He got good timing. So if he time Errol Spence, and Errol Spence don't throw a lot of punches, that's what Errol Spence is good at. Errol Spence is real selective with the punches he throw. He not going to just throw empty the kitchen sink and go Amir Khan and do 3 or 4 or 5 combinations, and then he going to punch in between that. Errol Spence keep it real basic. But The reason people don't go to Danny body because he's a good counterpuncher. And people not willing to go to the body and give up the head. But Errol got longer arms, so he might can get away with it. But like I said before, it depends on Errol fight him. Errol box him. I believe Errol win minimum 116, 114. Errol fight him. Like I said, coming off the accident, I think that's a 50-50 fight. It might sound crazy because I don't know. I can't really give you a number. I don't know how healthy he is. But Danny can crack though. You heard Keith Thurman say that he a bigger punch, or Shawn say he a bigger puncher than Errol Spence. But hey, we'll see, man. Other than Pacquiao, I think Pacquiao is a bad fight for him. In the first half of the fight, I think Pacquiao's still too fast. Still got good enough foot movement to bother him. But if he can Marquez Pacquiao, he can counter Pacquiao. He can get Pacquiao to open up, and Danny willing to punch with you. Danny got a good jaw. So as far as from the schematic standpoint of view, I thought Danny was always a bad fight for Floyd Mayweather, and Manny Pacquiao. I thought it was bad fights for him. He had good hand speed. Just Danny is too slow for him. But with Manny, if you get Manny to open up, you can time Manny. And Danny got good timing, got good counter punching ability, and that's what's always carry Danny Garcia. He got really good power. He a really good counter puncher. He got really good timing, and nobody talks about timing. You know what I'm saying? And he an underrated body puncher. When he's not hitting you below the belt, but nobody talks about timing. You know what I'm saying? And that's an attribute that Danny got. I don't think it's too many welterweights that got better timing than Danny. I can't think of none. Maybe Crawford, Kovalevsky showed some good timing as well too. Danny can sit in the lion's mouth. He can deliver under fire. You've seen it with Amir Khan. You know what I'm saying? You've seen it a little bit with Herrera. He was getting outboxed. If you sit there with Danny and you open up with Danny believe in the chin. Well, Danny will punch with you. Danny believe. You know what I'm saying? So Pacquiao will have to worry about that as well too. With Danny catching him while he doing a 3 or 4 punch combination, and Danny got good timing and he can create good distance and good space and he can get off. He just ain't a good no look left hook puncher. He got a good right hand too. He a counter pull, roll, pow. He can catch and shoot, catch it, pow, deliver with the same hand, and that's something that you gotta look at. I think Danny Garcia will be a dangerous fight for Spence coming off an accident. In general, now if this was Spence regular, I wouldn't be so cautious about it, but let Spence sit there and rumble with him. But Pacquiao, I think Pacquiao's smart. He fight more safety first these days. He's not as reckless as he used to be. Ever since Marquez knocked him out, he been fighting safety first. You know what I'm saying? He don't take as many chances as he used to. And I think with Danny Garcia, he keep combinations shorter. He keep turning them. He go to the body. I just think I don't think that's a good style for Pacquiao. But then again, Pacquiao can get old overnight. So that's not, that's an asterisk. Or that's something you think about if Pacquiao fight Errol, Mayweather, whoever he fought next, Danny Garcia, Mikey Garcia. Somebody could be getting him on the right night because he didn't look good versus in Adrian Broner. Somebody told me he was sick in that fight. And he looked a lot better versus Keith Thurman. I only can go on his last performance versus Keith Thurman. He looked really, really good. So, like I said before, Danny Garcia going to have a chance versus everybody because Danny Garcia got some rare tools that you don't see in boxing no more. Danny Garcia he a good two-handed puncher. He a good counter puncher. He got a good left hook. He got a good counter right hand. And like I said, he got good timing. You know what I'm saying? He got good timing. Now, he got some flaws. But kind of end on the video, for him, not mentioning Crawford, that just lets you know, man, as a man, when somebody call you out, man, and for you to walk away, and just ignore him, you know what I'm saying, and you not wanting to avenge your loss versus Shawn Porter, and these fights out here, WBC, WBO, you can just tell them to order a mandatory, and PBC can win a purse bid for Crawford and make Crawford come across the street, and you can get the benefit of doubt fighting him wherever you want to fight him at, and you still don't want to oblige him, you still don't want to fight him. Your daddy do all this trash talking. It's like a dude in school when a teacher around. Do all that talking, but when the teacher ain't around, y'all in the locker room, y'all in the bathroom, quiet as a church mouse. See, a lot of people just get into boxing and they like a particular fighter, or they dislike a particular fighter, so their life principles leave at the door. You know what I'm saying? My life principles don't leave at the door. I look at it how I look at it. If Crawford was doing the same thing, I say the same thing about Crawford. But at the end of the day, you'd rather go fight Keith Thurman, who don't have a title, than fight Crawford. Or then go rematch Shawn Porter. Shawn Porter beat you too. You know what I'm saying? And he was supposed to fight Josito Lopez. They wanted him to fight in Southern California on January 25th, but he didn't want to fight Lopez, and they said basically he wanted to go with a southpaw. And that's understandable. You want to fight a southpaw because you're trying to get an Ivan Redkach, and they fight next Saturday. And you want to fight a southpaw because you want to get, you were prepping for Errol Spence or prepping for Manny Pacquiao. But the way it was put to me is that Errol Spence was going to fight the IBF mandatory, but now he got to fight for the interim title versus Sergey Lipinets. So now it's a reality. Danny and Errol can happen next. Danny and Manny can happen next. Manny and Errol can happen next. They still waiting on Floyd and Manny Pacquiao to see what they want to do. But look, Pacquiao waiting on Floyd, Errol waiting on Manny, Danny waiting on Errol and Manny, and they all waiting on Floyd. But like I said before, with Danny Garcia and the whole situation with Crawford, if Errol failed, Mikey failed, you know what I'm saying? And he see Keith Thurman out of shape, and Keith Thurman don't like he getting in shape no time soon. He don't have a title. Well, why not fight Crawford? You number one in the WBO. Y'all 1-1 in the amateurs. They called you out. You know what I'm saying? You got offered $3 million to fight him. You could have negotiated and got 5.5 like Amir Khan, but you didn't want to do it. So at the end of the day, why should I support your fights? That's the $1 million question. Why should I support your fights? Why should I watch Danny Garcia next Saturday on Showtime? And he not trying to be the best. He just trying to do what's the best interest of his pockets. Why should I want to watch him? You know what I'm saying? He ain't trying to go out here and deliver on his word. It ain't like he ignoring Terence Crawford or Crawford not saying nothing, or it ain't no history there. There's history there. You said you would knock him out. Yo, daddy said for $1 million, he'd bet $1 million to Crawford that you would knock him out. But when it's space and opportunity, it could be space. When it was space and opportunity, y'all didn't want it. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't want a championship level fight, you only want a particular fight because a guy coming off an accident or a guy looked a little bit shaky versus Shawn Porter and you got brave. Before that, you didn't want to fight him, or you just want to cash out versus Manny Pacquiao. I'm not supporting that. I'm not supporting you and Keith Thurman. A disgrace to the welterweight division. Both of y'all are a disgrace to the division. He ducked Errol Spence. You ducked Errol Spence for years. You know what I'm saying? He retired. You retired for a minute. Talking about, I told Al, I just needed a break. You needed a break when you could have fought Shawn Porter 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, he's an opportunist like everybody else in boxing. And not to want to fight Shawn Porter, he could have fought Shawn Porter again. It was a good fight. It was a close fight. Shawn Porter edged you just like Keith Thurman edged you. So why not fight Shawn Porter? Keith Thurman ain't no fucking southpaw. Neither is Shawn Porter. So why not want to fight Shawn Porter next? Shawn Porter looking for an opponent. If Shawn Porter don't cross the street and fight Bud, why not you and Shawn Porter? But if he don't get Errol, he don't get Manny, he don't get Keith, you ain't gonna hear from him. He gonna come back and fight like Rios in a rematch or Rossalka in a rematch. He might come back and fight Josito Lopez or some shit like that. Since he ducked him the first time. So he's sitting here tuning up, waiting on Danny, waiting on Manny, waiting on Keith. You wait on Keith. You wait on Keith. That's going to be like a dead parent. You waiting for a dead parent to come back and pick you up from school. He ain't walking through that door. She ain't walking through that door. For real. You know what I'm saying? And they talking about Errol and Manny. You ain't getting Keith, so then what you going to do? Then if you don't get them 3 fights, then what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You gonna hide? I'm telling you what he gonna do. He gonna hide. He gonna pop his head up and he gonna, I'm fighting Josito Lopez next, or I'm fighting John Molina next. He gonna wait for the winner of Errol and Manny, because then it's a mandatory after that. But then he got to remember, after that fight, the winner got 90 days to defend the IBF title. And people saying, well, the IBF president said, mandatory's Trump. unification bouts. Troop unification bouts trap your mandatories. No, this ain't no fucking unification bout. That's a contract that the winner of Qdoba and Lipinets for the interim title, they got 90 days at the Errol Spence next fight to fight. So if you don't get Errol Spence next, you ain't getting him till 2021. And I don't even see Errol Spence after 90 days, if he fight Pacquiao and he get all that money, I don't see him coming back in 90 days and fighting the IBF mandatory. Now, if Lipinets win the fight, all right, then they can just, Lipinets be awarded and Errol Spence drop the belt. Lipinets had a belt and then he can come back and fight Lipinets next year. But if Qdoba win that belt or an interim belt and Errol drop it, well, that's going right over to Crawford. If he dropped the IBF belt and he wanted to get the 3 belts to be the A-side versus Crawford, it ain't gonna happen. I told y'all Crawford fight ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? People get mad. You're going too hard on Errol Spence. Yeah, I mean, everybody go hard on Terence Crawford with lies. I go hard on Errol Spence with facts and people get mad. Terence Crawford more blacker than Errol Spence anyway. Errol Spence a swirler just like the local dummy box community. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to keep saying it, bro. These dudes, and then once Bud get 3 belts, folk, all of them going to start calling his name out. Watch, nah, I ain't fighting y'all if I'm Bud. Move up. Because all of them cowards. Except for Shawn Porter. You know what I'm saying? These dudes been sitting at this division for a lifetime. Most of these dudes done moved down, like Keith Thurman and fought above 47. Errol Spence done fought above 47. Shit, to be technical, Manny Pacquiao fought above 147. And they making a lifetime commitment to be at this division, man. And Danny Garcia still letting him think he riding shotgun. Nigga, you an average welterweight. You know what I'm saying? You average. You know, but for you not to want to fight Terence or Shawn, and you said you felt like you beat Shawn Porter, man, like I said before, it's gross. It's gross. You know what I'm saying? You know, this dude just want to cash out and get the biggest fights. That's it. He don't believe he can win. He just want to check. He just want to check. And I ain't mad at him. Get your money, man. But hey, don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out to the email if you got a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, or video request. Keep sharing the videos. We'll make a donation to the channel. That link's in the description. Best way to donate is share the video. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, the Help Blaze at thehelpblaze.com. Promo code Goodfellow1Boxing. Get you 18% off, 100% all natural products. All the information in the description. You can DM me on social media, or the quickest way is email and Twitter. Then I'll hit you right back. Don't forget, check them out the channel out, Motor City Sports Talk, for everything Detroit, from sports to news and much, much more. One time for the one time. Goodfellow Sports TV.